Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness today, where the presidency have decided not to keep their mouth shut over what is going on. It's about time for them to start reacting, and they have done so very quickly. Before we go to the news proper, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Very quickly, in a statement on Wednesday by the presidential spokesman Garba Shehu said the allegation of human rights abuses and corruption leveled against the federal government are public stunts. Shehu described the continuous threat to drag President Muhammad Buhari government to court as divisive, irresponsible, and ridiculous. He asked the organization, which is SERAP, to publicly sue the federal government in a competent court of law and the country and stop threatening the President Buhari government with court actions. The presidential spokesman, however, asked SERAP to disclose the source of funding to Nigerians despite being an organization that champions transparency and accountability. The statement reads, and I quote, "We would like to address the repeated ridiculous claims by the so-called Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP that is bringing legal action against the government and or the President of Nigeria. Very little is known about SERAP or who funds them, despite their claims of being an organization that champions transparency and accountability. To date, SERAP has announced on repeated occasions, each time via a well-funded media campaign, that it is suing the government or the president over a range of issues, from alleged human rights abuses to alleged corruption. To date, SERAP has not taken their retinue of legal action to a logical conclusion. They don't even follow through. Yet, this headline-grabbing publicity stunt, however baseless, succeed in painting an inaccurate picture of life and governance in Nigeria, and more seriously in sowing division among Nigerian population and Nigerian people during a time of heightened global economic volatility and hardship." Shehu stated that the Nigerian government respect the rights of citizens, rule of law, and also respect the freedom of expression of all Nigerians. He added, Nigeria is comfortable that its record as Africa's leading democracy and largest economic speaks for itself. Nigeria is amongst the top 5 countries in Africa for quality of life, and our ranking in Human Development Index has steadily risen for a decade. This success is testament to the right, rule of law, and strong independent institutions enjoyed by all Nigerian citizens and others who live there. Indeed, it is a fact that independent, non-governmental organizations can thrive there, especially those that seek accountability from the government. But simply here lies SERAP paradox. In a country without human rights, no rule of law, limited freedom of expression, and weak democratic institutions, the cases and cacophony that SERAP causes, even the organization itself, simply wouldn't be permitted. It is unfortunate the case that our progressive, modern, and liberal legal system is open to manipulation by cynical actors who seek nothing but to sow division amongst Nigerians and secure publicity for themselves. With a global pandemic exacerbating poverty across the continent, those who have always sought to divide Nigerians along cultural, racial, and political lines for political or financial gain are more dangerous than ever. We call on SERAP to cease its divisive, irresponsible, and barefaced publicity stunts, and instead follow on its latest spurious legal claim in a Nigerian court of law. Let them challenge the government publicly and legally and transparently, and while they do so, let them reveal in full view of the nation who they are and who is funding them. Wow, for the first time they're actually calling out SERAP. I can still remember that when it comes to the issue of, in fact, SERAP has been on this government's neck for God knows how long. But we keep hearing it though, that they're going to sue the federal government. But honestly, sincerely speaking, I would have honestly loved that SERAP should follow through, for their legal court cases and all that. But the truth is, come on, guys, you want to sue the federal government in their own soil, you're going to lose that. But of course, in other scenarios where the 3 arms of government is independent, genuinely, I've seen one like that in Ghana. honestly, they got the day. I can still remember in the time of Donald Trump too, where he did one or two things to immigrants. Ah, they sued him and they had a field day. You know, these are when the arms are independent indeed. No one is Adolf Hitler. No one is taking the role of an emperor. You're just a president, you're just a governor, you're just a senator, you were elected by the people. So hey, your power stop where there shouldn't be absolute power. Okay, although it is enshrined in our constitution, the level, the limits, and the basis of your power. But when it becomes absolute, then you become you are now taking the role of an emperor and not an elected officer. But this is good to note that the government was actually taking notes of SERAP. I hope that SERAP will make do of the promise of pushing through. But the question is, will it be in the country? And if it's going to be in the country, who will be the people that will be representing them? I would have preferred, personal opinion now, maybe they should find their way to ECOWAS, somewhere a bit different from the soil of Nigeria, so that the government will be a level playing ground. Okay, but based on what Shehu Gaba is saying, I think he's smelling foul play here. I think he feels that those Sira may be Sira, but maybe it's being sponsored or being funded by some other persons, and they are really curious. Where are you getting your funding from? Said the media campaign is powerful. They said, but then all those issue of legal, we're going to sue you on this, we're going to sue you on that. So they've really not seen Sarah pull through any of those, promises. But they are hopeful and prayerful that hopefully Sarah will make do of what they have said and bring it on. But a lot of people would rather prefer that Sarah should not bring it on in Nigerian society to make a lot of sense. But the question is, will Sarah, come out all clean and decide to take them by their words? But I must give it to Sarah. When it comes to the issue of challenging the government of the day, it has always been them. Yes, they will say they're going to go through the law court. They've really never pulled through one, but at least there's this consciousness of the fact that somebody is, critically criticizing the government, or someone is watching the steps of the government to keep them, to audit them, so to speak. In democracies, I think it's allowed, but in as much as it doesn't go to the point of bringing division in the country, why it's allowed? Look at the issue of hashtag answer. It's still on. These are the things we're talking about, where there'll be freedom of freedom of speech, but within a confined, of course, you don't go out of the context, of another. But then it should also be done such a way that it can checkmate the excesses of the government when need be. I guess that's we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in that comment section, please. What's your take on this? Do have